Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss MCQs on biology of general science. So let's start. Which of the following is a function of the Golgi apparatus? The answer is option D, packaging and dispatch of cellular materials. Plasmolysis in a plant cell occurs due to. The answer is option B, exosmosis. The undefined nuclear region in prokaryotic cells is called. The answer is option C, nucleoids. Lysosomes are known as suicide bags of the cell because. The answer is both B and C. Which cell organelle is the site of cellular respiration and energy production? The answer is option B, mitochondria. Which of the following tissues is responsible for the transport of water and minerals in plants? The answer is option A, xylem. The tissue present in the lining of the kidney tubules is. The answer is option B, cuboidal epithelium. Which of the following is not a type of epithelial tissue? The answer is option A, areolar. Voluntary muscles are found in. The answer is option B, limbs. Which of the following tissues has living cells with thickened corners? The answer is option C, collenchyma. Which of the following has a true column? The answer is option C, annelida. The five kingdom classification was proposed by. The answer is option B, Robert Whittaker. Which phylum is characterized by the presence of spiny screen? The answer is option C, Echinodermata. The locomotory organ of an amoeba is. The answer is option C, Pseudopodia. Which of the following is a cold-blooded animal? The answer is option C, frog. The process by which green plants prepare their food is called. The answer is option B, photosynthesis. In humans, the process of digestion begins in the. The answer is option C, mouth. Which part of the alimentary canal is involved in the absorption of water? The answer is option C, large intestine. During respiration, the gas released is. The answer is option C, carbon dioxide. The blood vessel that carries oxygenated blood from the heart to the body is the. The answer is option C, aorta. The structural and functional unit of the nervous system is. The answer is option B, neuron. The gap between two neurons is called. The answer is option B, synapse. Which plant hormone promotes cell elongation? The correct answer is option C, auxin. The movement of a plant part in response to light is called. The correct answer is option D, phototropism. Which part of the brain is responsible for maintaining posture and balance? The answer is option B, cerebellum. The process of maintaining a constant internal environment by an organism is known as. The answer is option A, homeostasis. Iodine is necessary for the synthesis of which hormone? The answer is option B, thyroxine. Which of the following is not a part of neuron? The answer is option B, nephron. The powerhouse of the cell is the. The answer is option C, mitochondria. Which tissue makes up the husk of a coconut? The correct answer is option B, sclerenchyma. Which of the following organism lacks a well-defined nucleus? The correct answer is option D, Streptococcus. The process of loss of water in the form of vapor from the aerial parts of plants is called. The answer is option B, transpiration. Which of the following is an example of a dicot plant? The correct answer is option D, gram. The opening and closing of stomata is controlled by the. The correct answer is option C, guard cells. Which of the following is not a live process? The correct answer is option C, decay. The enzyme present in saliva that breaks down starch is. The correct answer is option C, amylase. In which part of the human body are blood cells produced? The correct answer is option B, bone marrow. The hormone that prepares the body for emergency action is. The correct answer is option C, adrenaline. The reflex arc passes through the. The correct answer is option D, either brain or spinal cord. Which of the following is not a plant growth promoter? The correct answer is option C, abscisic acid. The tissue that connects a muscles to a bone is called. The correct answer is option B, tendon. Which of the following organisms shows binary fission? The correct answer is option C, amoeba. Which criterion is not used in the five kingdom classification? The correct answer is option D, habitat. The process of breakdown of glucose in the presence of oxygen is known as. The correct answer is option B, aerobic respiration. Which part of the brain controls involuntary action like vomiting and salivation? The answer is option C, medulla oblongata. Which element is present in the center of the chlorophyll molecule? The answer is option B, magnesium. The xylem in the plants is responsible for the transport of. The correct answer is option C, water and minerals. Which of the following is a correct pair? The correct answer is option A, fats convert into fatty acids and glycerol. The number of chambers in the human heart is. The correct answer is option C, 4. The growth of pollen tubes towards the ovules is an example of. The answer is option C, chemotropism. The process by which an amoeba obtains its food is called. The answer is option B, phagocytosis. Which cell organelle is responsible for the formation of lysosomes? The answer is option B, Golgi apparatus. A plant cell placed in a hypertonic solution will. The answer is option D, become turgid. Which of the following is not a function of the endoplasmic reticulum? The correct answer is option D, ATP production. Chromosomes are made up of. The correct answer is option A, DNA and proteins. Which of the following tissue has living cells with thickened corners? The answer is option C, collenchyma. The tissue that stores fat in our body is. The answer is option B, adipose tissue. Which of the following is a voluntary muscle? The answer is option C, striated muscle. The phloem in plants is responsible for the transport of. The answer is option C, food. Which of the following cells are dead at maturity? The answer is option C, sclerenchyma. The scientific name of an organism consists of its. The answer is option A, genus and species. Which of the following is a pseudoclimate? The answer is option C, Aschelminthes or Limatoda. The notochord is present in the embryonic stage in all members of the phylum. The answer is option C, chordata. Which of the following is a characteristic of monocot plants? The answer is option D, parallel venation. The organisms that is called a living fossil is. The answer is option D, periphetus. The process of breakdown of glucose in the absence of oxygen is known as. The answer is option D, both B and C. Which part of the alimentary canal receives bile from the liver? The answer is option B, duodenum or small intestine. The blood vessels that carries deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs is the. The answer is option B, pulmonary artery. During photosynthesis, the light independent reactions or Kelvin cycle occurs in the. The answer is option B, stromata. The filtration units in the kidneys are called. The answer is option B, nephrons. The junction between two neurons is called. The answer is option C, synapse. The plant hormone that inhibits growth is. The answer is option D, abscisic acid. The part of the brain that controls intelligence and memory is the. The answer is option B, cerebrum. Which of the following is not an involuntary action? The answer is option C, writing. Iodine deficiency in the diet can lead to. The answer is option C, goiter. Robert Hooke discovered cells by observing a thin slice of. The answer is option B, cork. The cell wall of a plant is mainly composed of. The answer is option C, cellulose. Which of the following statements is true for a prokaryotic cell? The correct answer is option C. Its genetic material is a single circular DNA molecule. The tissue that forms the inner lining of our mouth is. The correct answer is option A, stratified squamous epithelium. Which meristem is responsible for the increase in growth of a plant? The answer is option C, lateral meristem. Which of the following is an example of phylum Porifera? The correct answer is option B, Cycon. The body of Agaricus is made of. The answer is option D, both A and C. In Paramecium, movement is facilitated by. The answer is option B, cilia. Which of the following is a warm-blooded animal? The correct answer is option B, pigeon. The process of taking in food is called. The answer is option B, ingestion. The enzyme pepsin, which digests proteins, is active in which part of the human digestive system? The answer is option B, stomach. In humans, the oxygen-rich blood from the lungs enters the heart through the. The correct answer is option B, left atrium. During exhalations, the diaphragm. The answer is option B, relaxes and becomes dome-shaped. The movement of a plant part in response to gravity is called. The answer is option B, geotrophism. Which gland is referred to as the master gland? The correct answer is option B, pituitary. The diffusion of water through a semi-permeable membrane is called. The answer is option A, osmosis. Which of the following is a complex permanent tissue? The correct answer is option D, xylem. Which of the following is not a component of blood? The correct answer is option D, neurons. The body of Hydra exhibits. The correct answer is option A, radial symmetry. The process of conversion of ammonium compounds to nitrates in the soil is called. The correct answer is option C, nitrification. The green color of leaves is due to the presence of. The answer is option A, chlorophyll. The wave of electrical disturbance that runs through a nerve is called. The correct answer is option C, impulse. Which plant hormone is responsible for the ripening of fruits? The answer is option C, ethylene. The part of a neuron that receives information is the. The answer is option B, dendrite. Which of the following is an example of a reflex action? The correct answer is option B, withdrawing hand on touching a hot object. Thank you. Best wishes for your exam. Keep learning. If this video is informative, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel.